everyone goes through these moments of self-doubt or not really being sure of themselves. I don't know really about Beyonce, but I'm going to tell myself, since she's human, she does.
Hey, it's Kristen, and today we are chatting with the cast and creatives of Netflix's Tall Girl 2. I hope you enjoy the conversation. What was it like stepping in to direct Tall Girl 2?
It was very terrifying on two fronts. One, this was my first studio film, so I've never done a big budget film like this before. And two, this is a sequel in an established franchise. So my imposter syndrome was just like going off the charts. I was afraid that one, the cast and crew won't respect me. They'll treat me like the stepmom, or they'll see that I don't have any studio experience. But all of that is just sort of noise that I created in my own head, which, funnily enough, mirrors the theme of the movie, which is that there's no worse bully than the one that you create in your own head. So once I got through the experience, I realized, how ridiculous all those thoughts were, because, the cast and crew were so welcoming. And storytelling is storytelling. It doesn't matter if you make a $200,000 movie or like $100 million movie, you're there to tell a story. So all the fears I had honestly went away once I turned in the movie. And I was really proud of the, work that we created. So now I'm definitely going to be a lot more confident going into my next studio movie.
Well, you killed it. I really loved this one. And I loved how not only were you diving into that self-doubt that I think everyone can relate to, but you also had this cast be a bit more of an ensemble than I think in the first film, which I really loved getting a chance to see, what is Farida doing, and seeing more of their backstories. Was that like a focus in this film to make sure that you got to see a little bit more of everyone?
Yeah, for sure. And that was like one of the reasons I really fell in love with the sequel too. Like Tall Girl 1 was very much Jodie's story and Jodie's journey. And I thought like the second one did such a great job kind of like elevating all the supporting characters, and all of them have their own stories and arc this time. And people who might have been a little bit more one note in the first one, like, Kimmy was the mean girl, Farida is just a supportive friend. They all got their own stories. They all got their own arcs. And I feel like all of their characters are a lot more nuanced in the second one as well, as you kind of peel back more layers. And in that final scene when they all got together, I genuinely love every single character in the movie, because I feel like there's so much goodness and so much positivity in each and every one of them, even the villain from the first one. So that's something that I definitely responded to in the second film. So I'm glad that you did too.
I really love the new direction of kind of exploring that self-doubt, that imposter syndrome that I think so many of us feel all the time. So what was it like for you guys kind of diving into that?
I think it was really interesting because our journey of the first movie with our characters was all about those external forces, the bullies that were outside of our own. And I think that, diving even deeper into that bully inside of our head is something that just goes so relatable to everyone. And it really just, like I said, dives even deeper, which I was really excited to explore and really try to honestly portray that. And I think we all did.
When I first read the script, I was very excited that we get to really explore Farida's background and see her in a moment where she might not be as confident as we think she is, right? So it really is universal, where everyone goes through these moments of self-doubt or not really being sure of themselves. I don't know really about Beyonce, but I'm going to tell myself, since she's human, she does. But I maybe. And so it's just that mind where you open your mind of wow, the person you think is the most confident ever, who never has a bad day, and you kind of see them in their humanity. And so I was really excited to just explore that with Farida for the second film.
Your character has such a unique relationship with her family, with her daughters. Could you talk a little bit about that?
I think Helene has a little bit of live in her glory days, of being the pageant star and Miss Popular growing up. And I think she sometimes thinks she's just one of the girls with her daughters. She's just one of their young pals. But I felt like in this movie, she really did come through as a mom. And she was there for Jodie when she was, having her anxiety attack. And I thought it was really nice to not just have the Helene who's obsessed with the pageant scene and dressing up and parties, but to also have the mom that was there for you when you needed her the most.
I think that scene in particular with the anxiety moment, I feel like what your character said is just great advice in general. And it was interesting to kind of open up that door of not only was Jodie feeling that way, but so was her sister, even though she seems like someone who's so put together as well. So that kind of like opened that little door to us of seeing that like everyone kind of feels this way.
In your life, our day-to-day life, you think of people that, oh, they must have it all so together. They seem to have it all and can do it all. And the truth is we're all just every day, just trying to get through the day and know that some parts of the day we're going to really succeed and other parts we might fall short, but that's okay.
Griffin, your character goes on this journey of realizing that he's been putting his relationship on a pedestal. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that and kind of how you kind of got into the mindset of your character.
We are making, a movie for younger audiences. And, I don't think younger audiences, at least I know that I didn't when I was younger. When I watch Heartbreak or something on TV, or I watch these relationships on TV, I don't see them as necessarily, super impactful, because at that young of an age, you might not have experienced that, or I'm speaking from personal experience, of course. So this is all to say that I think when we were filming the movie, I focused mostly just on having, a good time with the people who were in the scenes with me, trying to be present, trying to, just be, a real person. But I think my character is very goofy, and, although he takes his relationship incredibly seriously, I think that shows on its own in the movie. So that left a lot of room to just play around and have fun.
Jean-Louis, you're new to the cast. What was it like joining this crew, and what was one of your favorite moments to film?
It was definitely being at Storyland Park. I thought that was just magical. It was, like Luke said, it was a dream come true. I just remember seeing this entire, 100-person crew around me, Ava looking beautiful, and me just in my element doing my craft. And I just literally had this moment where I was just like, wow. I started crying because I'm like a big grandma boy, and I just started thinking about my grandma and how proud she would be. And it was just one of those things where I'm like, wow, like all the things that I thought about growing up and, as a kid, like they're actually happening. And I just needed to pinch myself prior to shooting another take. And that was just, it was a dream come true, being a new guy on a sequel from a previous cast who had done so well the first go around. I was just excited, and personally that was my mindset going into this entire thing. I had like a tremendous amount of passion because it was a brand new project. I was a new guy and it was a new role and it was my first feature. So I just went into it purely excited. So I looked at everything across the board that way, and it just made me want to dive in more into all the little aspects of my character, like the dancing and all that, the singing and, all those things that I had never done before. So it was exciting. The challenging part was exciting.
Did you have any favorite scenes or even maybe a more challenging scene to film?
Well, for my heart, like my heartstrings as a mom, the scene where we pull off on the side of the road and Richie and Helene are really there for Jodie. And get her through that moment, that scary moment. And they realize as parents, maybe they've been putting too much pressure on her. So for my heart, that gave me all the feels. But then just for laughs, I love when the family has dinner. Those family like dinner scenes are just so much fun to do. We're like cracking up and, they let me improvise a little here and there. And that was fun. And I love the family dynamic at dinner.
Now, you guys have some epic musical moments in this film, which I loved. I'd love to hear from both of you about it. Maybe starting with Ava and Bye Bye Birdie, and then also Angelica going into your duet.
Oh, I love that. Angelica sings. So exciting. Bye Bye Birdie, and when I read the script, knowing that we're doing a musical was the most exciting thing ever. And then we started rehearsals a week before we started production, and that was just dancing and learning the routines, and just to see the growth of all of us and the evolution of where it started and then what it became with the production and the set and the way that they were filming it. It was just so beautiful and so amazing to be a part of it and to be able to dance and sing and act and do all of it. Just so awesome.
I am very excited for everyone to see Ava be the triple threat that she is. I think we know that, but it's really fun to see people in their element and do that. It was really fun for me as well as a friend and a fan of her. This is my first time singing ever on camera or in a movie or anything.
You killed
I
it.
was absolutely terrified. So everyone be nice to me. But I did have a lot of fun. I felt like I had my music video moment. Like I've always wanted to feel like I was in a music video, and like this was it for me. So it was really fun.
Oh, that was a dream come true because I originally moved to Los Angeles to pursue music. So as a singer, when I saw that in the script, I mean, I was over the moon. And it's a great song. It's an ABBA song, which I grew up loving. So that was so much fun to be able to get into the studio and record that. And yeah, I mean, they could have picked a better song. It was great. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Woo!
Absolutely. What was it that made you guys want to use Bye Bye Birdie as that school musical?
That's a great question. In fact, we had a different musical in our script for most of development and even into pre-production. But last minute, we couldn't get the rights and we had to very quickly pivot. And our music supervisor basically called every publisher in town and was like, we need a high school musical, send me your list. And so she got a list of, I think, 5 or 6 musicals. And when I saw the list, I was like, oh my God, Bye Bye Birdie. Why wasn't that the original musical? Because it's like so age appropriate and it's such a perennial favorite of a lot of high school musical productions. So it was just a no-brainer that was going to be our musical. And even though we had to throw out some of the work we did on the other musical, we all collectively felt like this was a much better choice. And in fact, we're really happy that the first musical didn't happen.
What was that other musical? Could I ask?
I'm going to tell you, but you have to check with Netflix if you can reveal it. It was going to be Guys and Dolls.
Oh,
so
cute.
in the first movie, it was set up that was her favorite musical. So that's why we went down that path. But it's a little bit older in age. And I think Bye Bye Birdie, is a lot more age appropriate for a high school production.
What do you hope that people take away from Tall Girl 2?
Oh, I hope this is a great movie that, families can watch together. And the takeaway message is that, don't be so hard on yourself and you're going to be okay. And we all like have moments of self-doubt. All of us.
Do you guys see a future with more Tall Girl, maybe Stig staying for the summer, maybe Farida going to his country? What do you guys think is next?
Well, there were like a little hints or something there with their relationship for sure. I mean, I would love to always see these characters grow and see where they go. I think Jodie holds such a special place in my heart, and I would absolutely love to work with Angelica again, of course. So I would love that. That would be great.
Same. I dream about it actually all the time.
Yeah.
Really hope it works out. If it's in another Tall Girl 3 or if it's just in another project, I would love to work with Ava again. It's literally a dream. And if we do another Tall Girl, I would love to revisit Farida. Farida is my favorite. Yeah, I would love that. Let's put that out in the universe.
Absolutely. All the vibes.
I would love to do another Tall Girl because selfishly, these guys are my closest friends and I would love to work with them again. And I also think that the beautiful thing about working on Tall Girl is the people who made it and who've written it did it with the intention of making the world a better place and to help people with insecurities and problems. And I don't know how many times, you get to do that in your life, to work on a project that's intention is well-being. It's great. So yes, Tall Girl 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll go on a trip or something. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, Tall Girl retirement home in 30 years.
We'll probably find out at the same time you do.
Right.
We know nothing, but
Yeah.
We're no zero.
hoping for the third one. Maybe hopefully in Sweden. I think that'd be a lot of
Oh,
fun.
it'd be great.
Yeah, right.
That would be an awesome trip. I would love to see you all of you guys in Sweden together. But thank you guys so much for your time and congratulations again on the film.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Consider subscribing if you like my videos, and if you want to talk more TV and movies with me outside of the comments section, check out the exclusive Discord available on my Patreon at patreon.com/kmaldo. If you like this one, you can check out more of my videos right over here. See ya!